Are you someone that desires to increase financially? You've been trying to figure out how can I have more influence, impact, and income. You've been trying different methods and it just seems like nothing is working. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to give yourself a raise this year. How is it possible for you to change your financial world right now? Well, I want to break down a principle to you that will help you understand how money works. I realized as I've matured and have grown that money doesn't follow products, money doesn't follow services, money doesn't even follow um, what I do. What follows money is not in the extra things. When I was initially going to college, I thought that if I went to college, got a degree, did all of the things that I was supposed to do, that I would have money that would follow me. I thought that I could get a job immediately, but I had no abilities, skills, um, insight, experiences that would qualify me to actually be a good candidate for my money. And it was frustrating because I didn't understand how money worked. So whether you're in a career, starting a business, trying to grow a business, trying to scale a business, trying to invest, getting into real estate, wherever whatever it looks like, the key that you need to realize and understand about money is money follows value. You probably thought that money followed you starting the business. It doesn't. You probably thought that money followed you going to college and getting a degree. It doesn't. The truth of the matter is that money only follows value. So the question now is, how can I become a person of great value? That's the question you need to ask yourself right now. How is it possible for there to be people who are less educated than me that have multi-million dollar businesses? There are people who have less experiences than I do, and they're making millions by the month. There are people right now who don't know as much as you, who don't have as much as you, who don't have the experiences that you have the history, the resume that you have, yet you are still robbing Peter to pay Paul, surviving on nickels. I know from experience. But one of the things that you have to realize that differentiates you and someone else is someone else's ability to not only see the value, but to be able to communicate the value to someone else that helps them get a result that they desire. I realized that I started businesses to make money instead of starting businesses to impact people. I don't think y'all caught what I said. I came to a realization as I have matured in my financial acumen. I've realized that I started a business to make money instead of starting a business to solve a problem. And when I came to that realization, I decided that I would forever be someone that solves million-dollar problems. Because the bigger the problem, the greater the solution, the greater the payoff, the greater the price. Because imagine if you can help someone make a million, why would you charge them $100,000 to do it? If you can help someone in not go into divorce, which would cost them 50, $100,000, why would you charge them 10,000? See, one of the issues that I've come across when I'm dealing with people and it comes to them trying to market or sell or price their offer is they base their price off of what they think people can afford. They basically pocket watch people based upon their own pockets. Meaning, they only charge off of the premise of what they perceive they can afford rather than what someone else can afford. And I realized that whenever I or other people would charge based upon that, it was a limiting belief that was keeping them from being able to charge what the actual worth is. See, you don't charge your price based upon its worth. Mm-mm. You charge the price based upon 1/10 of the actual worth. Meaning, if it's worth 50,000, you charge 5,000, 10%. It's called the 10x rule. So, in this short video, if you haven't noticed or haven't gotten the context or the concept of what I'm saying, I want to show you 5 ways to become a person of value. If you're still here with me, I want you to grab yourself a piece of paper and I want you to write some things down. The first thing that you need to do today to become a person of value is that you need to have a confidence in your own identity. To be valuable is to be able to know what you have, yet also know how what you have can help someone else. Now, there are people who would say, well, that's prideful, that's arrogance. Well, it's actually not. I'm not inflating my own identity. No, 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 or my own ability. I just know exactly what I can do that helps other people. There are people right now who you have minimized your abilities, experiences, and encounters that and things of that nature for the sake of seeming humble, but it actually makes you more prideful, right? Because if you have limited yourself based upon someone else's perception or lack thereof of themselves, then you are actually moving in a level of false humility that doesn't even make sense. You're living your life under when you should be living your life as in your confidence. Your confidence is communicated in how you know yourself, how you know your value. If I know that I can help someone solve a problem, or if I know that I can help someone fix their financial situation, or if I know that I can help someone um, save their marriage, or if I can help someone get out of mental health crises, if I know that I can do that, why would I shy away from that or say that I am not? It was interesting. I was talking to a group of guys, and we are just talking, and one of the young men said to the other, he's like, "Oh, you a rich man?" And the young man was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not rich." Imagine someone is communicating something to you about you that you can't see or you don't believe about yourself, and you automatically see the negative. This is because we're taught to dumb down ourselves to make other people feel comfortable. Whenever you dumb yourself down to make other people feel comfortable, you will limit the amount of money that you can make. One, but also further than that is the impact that you can have on other people. Imagine if someone came to you with a problem that you knew you could fix, and then you said, "No, I don't think I can do that today. I think I'm gonna try to do it." You know how people will look at you? They will go to the next one or the next person that will help them. Now you've just lost out on opportunity because you didn't have the self-confidence and the strength within your confidence to be able to produce or communicate to someone, yes, I absolutely can help you. I absolutely can serve you. I absolutely can help you solve this problem. Absolutely. See, confidence in your identity is a few things. I wrote them down here. Number one, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your purpose, knowing your gift, and also knowing God. I'm going to say that again. Okay. There are 5 components to a person's strength in their identity. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, they know their purpose, they know their gift, but most of all, they know their God. When you have a strength from within yourself that you know only comes from God, you communicate that in a way that makes other people feel like you're being prideful, but in reality, you know that if you don't have that, or if you cannot rely on God, then it's going to virtually be impossible for you to actually help them. You know that the only reason why you are is because of God. It changes the conversation. Now, they don't even have to know that. They don't even have to know that you're a Christian. They don't even have to know that you love God. They don't have to know those things. But the reality is you know within. So whether you're serving a Christian or not, the reality is that you are able to produce for them something that they can't get on their own. That's how you build strong confidence. What did I say? 5 components of identity. Number one, you know your strengths, your weaknesses, your purpose, your gifts, and your God. Now, moving forward into the next one, how do I become a person of value? Are you ready? The second thing I want to say is you must recognize that your responsibility is to serve other people. If you get in business for yourself, you will lose yourself in it. If you get in business exclusively for yourself, you will lose yourself in it. Because yes, there is a component to business that that is connected to you. That's the results that you get for you, the financial results. But furthermore, if you get a result for someone else, that is much more valuable because now you are seeking to serve other people. What if I told you that the best thing that you can do for somebody is charge them? Yeah. Just because you charge don't mean that you're not serving. Well, JaQuan, how or why are you charging thousands of dollars when I can go get this on YouTube, then go on YouTube then? Why are you charging all this money for this and I can go talk to my accountant down then go? I didn't book the appointment, you did. So what did I just communicate to you? Number one, I know who I am enough to know that the reason why you're here is because you have an issue that you need help solved. And I am the one that has the ability to help you. But also I know that when I serve you and when I help you, you are going to be better off with the results that I help you get. Right? So if I don't charge you, I'm doing you a disservice. See? You see, I want you to build a confidence within yourself about your offer, about what you're helping people do. And I want you to know that what you're doing is far beyond just, you know, selling a course or selling a product or a service or a book or whatever. No, you are literally in the business of serving people. You are literally helping someone get something that they can get on their own. And just because you charge them for it does not mean or make you less of a human being. In fact, it makes you even better of a human being because now you're putting pressure on people to take their own lives seriously, to take their goals seriously, to take their dreams and visions and aspirations and outcomes seriously. One of the things that I realize is that people who don't pay attention. But people who pay attention. People who pay a lot of attention. People who pay thousands of dollars for specific outcomes are people who usually are the best clients. There's this meme that I seen that compared a $500 client to a $50,000 client. $500 client wants all this stuff, wants intimate conversation. They want you to be their counselor. They want you to be their mother, their father, their sister, their brother. They want you to be their everything. They want you to answer your questions every 24 hours, every hour on the dot, all these things. But you talk to a $50,000 client They don't need all that work. They don't need all that extra conversation. They just want the result. You see the difference? There's a there's a reason why there's only a select group of people who buy Rolls Royce. Why are you not the Rolls Royce of your industry yet? I digress. Now, moving into the solving problems, you want to make yourself of value? Solve big problems for a big audience. When I realized that I was able to solve a problem, that's when the money started to show up. When I realized that the bigger the problem, the bigger the payoff, the bigger the payoff, the bigger the price. The bigger the price, the bigger the opportunity. When I realized that was my reality, or that I could charge someone $10,000, or I could keep working with $500 tax clients, tax preparation clients, or I could charge people $10,000, $20,000 to do tax plans and help them that way, which solves a bigger problem. Um, and when I realized I could do that, I chose that route because it takes less clients to reach the same goals. If it requires for me to make 60K and I'm a tax preparer and I charge $500, it would require 120 people for me to do that. But if I charge 10,000 for tax planning, tax advisory, it only takes 6. That's a half a client a month. I'm at $60,000. And if it's a client a month, I've already made 6 figures in 1 year, just with one client. You see how easy that is? See how simple that can be? See, when you solve big problems for a big audience, a big enough audience, it creates opportunity for you that's long lasting. I in business, you're in business to solve problems, right? Yes. But here's where the limitation comes for a lot of people. A lot of people believe, and I thought this too, that if I niche down, I'm going to lose money. But that is the furthest thing from the truth. I found out that if I niche down, it may be a smaller audience, but it's actually a more specific audience. Mm, And so if it's a more specific audience, it's a more expensive audience. hmm I always use this example. You have general practitioners, then you have cosmetic surgeons. Not everybody in the world needs cosmetic surgery, but everybody in the world needs um, general practitioners or regular doctors. Everybody in the world needs tax preparation, but not everybody needs tax advisory. There's a couple billion people in America who needs their taxes prepared every year, but there's only a few million who need tax planning. There's a few people who need their car washed, but then there are other people who need a specific type of detailing. Everyone needs some type of therapy, but there's only one type of you who can do therapy for what do you call those people? High level um managers. You are the only one that does that. There are some people who can help people make 100K, but then there's another group of people that can make people millions. There's the conversations are a little bit different because the more niched you are, it's the bigger the problem that you're going to solve. A general practitioner is looking at the whole body, but a cosmetic surgeon, if your nose is crooked, you're going to go to the cosmetic surgeon. If you need your eyelids lifted, you're going to go to and it may cost you thousands upon thousands of dollars. Let me break down this example to you. And so you can understand value, right? You have people right now who go to the gym every week and it takes them a year to get the weight off, to get their ideal body, sometimes 2, 3 years. But then you have people who have a lot of money who can go to a cosmetic surgeon and pay for some that person to fix their body. It costs more, the value is similar, but what makes the cosmetic surgeon more valuable is they can get it done fast. They can help them recover fast. They can, and they don't have to do all the extra work over the next year and 2 years or whatever. So the niche is where the money is. I want you to type in the comments, the money resides in the niche. I'm showing you how to give yourself a raise in 2024, 2025, 2029, 2050. I'm showing you how to create generational wealth by showing you how to solve big problems. People want more money, they want more time, they want better health, and they want better relationships. Those are the main things people want. If you can help people fix those areas, but you can pick an audience that's big enough but specific enough that you can charge premium pricing because the problem is big, then you will always have resources. I know for a fact there are going to be people who will always need tax support. But I also know that there will be people who will pay 30, 40, $50,000 in taxes, but they will also, when they come to me, be a better valued client because it's a specific niche. Hope that makes sense. Now, the reason why people get into business for two reasons. This is what's going to help you create a business that makes sense. Innovation, transformation. What is innovation? Innovation is improving something that makes things work better for somebody. You see, these iPhones, right? These iPhones didn't start off like this. Every year or so, whatever, the iPhone keeps being innovated. At some point, there's going to be another problem, and we're going to want to, have physical conversations with people, and they be in different countries. But when someone innovates that may cost a billions of dollars. It may cost someone hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the people who that they're targeting are going to pay it because it's valuable to them. So what makes you valuable is if you can tweak a system or a process or something that makes something work better for someone else in that audience. Or transformation. You can take someone from point A to point B in a specific amount of time, hopefully quicker than usual. That's transformation. If you're a weight loss coach, if you're a financial coach, if you are a mental health coach, you are a transformational business service provider or product provider. So the ability your ability to create value in that space is based upon transformation, not necessarily innovation. Now, if you are someone that can create a software that connects all the possible connecting softwares like Zapier, Integrately, Go High Level, ConvertKit, um, all these different places in one place, um, then you will be someone who is an innovator. Okay. If you created a studio that could be transformed into a podcast studio that can go from podcast to a music studio, from a music studio to whatever, an editing software studio. If you have all that in one place, that makes you more valuable because you've innovated the process. Okay. Now, the fourth thing I want to communicate to you that will make you a person of high value, which will cause you to be able to increase your price, which will give yourself a raise, is through skill mastery. Skill mastery. Skill mastery is one of those things that allows you to grow in a skill set, but not only grow in that skill set unto the point of mastery, but also incorporate other skills to become a super master of that one skill. Because At the end of the day, all skills should work together. The skills that you are growing into and you are maturing into should all work together. Okay, this is why I always say skills pay bills, because the more skills that you have, the better you will be able to do anything, whatever. So one of the first skills that I acquired was the ability to communicate. When I learned how to communicate verbally, the next skill I learned was how to write. When I learned how to write, even prior to learning how to speak, problem solving was a skill for me, or it's still a skill for me. I'm always looking, okay, so how can this work better? How can you take X, Y, and Z? And this is why I have a program called Skill to Paid, because I want you to take a problem that you can solve well without any external resources. You've mastered it. That's what a skill is. Skill mastery is you've become a person that knows how to do something for someone, or a process or whatever, without any help or support. Okay. Um, I learned how to problem solve. When I learned how to problem solve, I learned how to communicate how to solve that problem. When I learned how to communicate, then I know how to write it. After learning how to write it, then I needed to learn how to write copy to get my advertising and my marketing to the intended audience. So I needed to know how to communicate my problem and solution in a way that was quick enough for people to understand it, but also informative enough for them to see the solution or see the outcome that I was bringing them into within a 30-second period. Learn those skills. Once you learn that skill, then you learn how to build offers. Once you learn how to build an offer, you then learn how to market and sell. Then you learn how to scale. Then you learn how to do all these different incremental skill mastery. It allows a person to become an authority in whatever space that they're in. You know you've mastered something when you can not only do it without thinking, but show somebody else how to as well. Because after you've mastered it, there's a level of understanding that comes, because wisdom is knowing what to do. Understanding is knowing why what you're doing works. If you have wisdom, the skill, and you've mastered the skill, now you enter into understanding, which is the science of that skill. Okay. Now, the only way that you're going to master a skill set is by repetition. You have to do it enough. You have to do a lot of sales, a lot of reps to be good at it. I worked for a sales organization, and I believe that I did like 300 and something sales, to a point to where I was saying the script in my sleep. I was going over the benefits in my sleep. I was doing objection handling in my sleep. I was doing all the different things in my sleep because I had mastered it. And I understood the science behind why it worked. I understand why when I say I need to make a declarative question rather than asking a question outright. I need to assume the close. I need to acknowledge, inform, and move on in order to get the sale done. There are certain things, certain techniques that you learn and you understand why they works. This is called skill mastery. But the only way I could do that and be excellent in it is through repetition. But not only repetition, but you need reviewing too. Because here's the thing: if you never review what you're doing, how can you know that you're actually improving? You can't become a master off of anything you choose not to review. If you don't review it, you don't qualify to be a master. Period. Now, once you review it, who's reviewing it? Is it you? What if you reviewed it with someone who is a mentor, a coach, a consultant, to see what your blind spots are? Which leads me into my last and final way to become a person of value that will give you a pay raise: get you a mentor. You want to find someone around you, not around you, who you may not know or you may know them, that you can invest a significant amount of money to help you become a better person of value. I'm going to tell you a secret. If you don't pay, you're not going to pay attention. It's going to be very, very hard for you to acknowledge or become anyone if you don't make an investment. Bible says it like this: where your treasure is where your heart is. Meaning, wherever you, whatever you esteem as valuable is where you're going to put money at. So if you never invest in yourself, how can you say that you believe yourself to be valuable? So, which is why, while I have things for free, that's great. But the level of intimacy that people get with me from a business aspect is not always equal, because there's a price to closeness and proximity. There's a cost to being close and getting my understanding. Because if I tell you something that you don't invest in and you never do anything with it, I can't trust that you're actually going to produce any results. I have this idea, and I don't know why I think like this, but wherever you invest is what has your best interest at heart. So if you never invest in yourself, how can you say that you are your best interest or you have your best interest at heart? How can you say that you are someone that believes in yourself if you never invest in yourself? If someone came to you right now and said, "Hey, I have something for you that may work, it may not work, it may be profitable, it may not be. You can either invest in it, it's $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, or you can just figure it out on your own." The faster way is to invest in the program, because when you invest in the program and you learn the skill and you rinse and repeat, master the skill, you now have that skill forever. The only thing that appreciates continually in the world is what you put in your mind. Whatever you put in your mind is what's going to appreciate, is what's going to grow. Because this body is going to die one day. But if you have a strong mind or a matured mind or a growing mind continually, you won't ever have to worry about things like Alzheimer's, dementia, stuff like that. One of the things that many people have found, scientists, researchers have found, is if you don't do anything with your mind as you grow older, you regress. You lose stuff. You lose memories. You lose. This is why you should continually be learning even after retirement. Because the moment you stop is the moment your life stops. Retirement should not be your place of death. It should be your place of rest unto maturity, even the more. You should continue to be doing something with your time, your energy, efforts, and your mentality, growing consistently so that you can continue to evolve as a person. So, if you want to become a person of value, there's 5 things you got to do. Number 1, you need to be strong in your identity. Number 2, you need to recognize that you're here to serve. Number 3, you need to solve big problems. Number 4, you need to master your skill set. Number 5, find you a mentor and invest in them. If you learned anything today, if this helped you, like, share, subscribe, send this to 10 people and let them know that if you want to give yourself a raise this year, these are the 5 things that you have to do right now. Peace.